Good morning. Call the meeting of the Kent County Board of Commissioners for Thursday, April 23rd, 2026 to order. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Good morning. Commissioner Womack.
Here.
Vice Chair Teal.
Here.
Commissioner Stuck.
Here.
Sparks.
Present.
Ponstein. Pakla. Oliver King. Morse.
Here.
Morales.
Here.
Merchant.
Here.
McLeod.
Present.
LeGrand.
Here.
Coleman.
Here.
Hildenbrand.
Here.
Hennessy.
Here.
Halsted.
Here.
Minority Vice Chair Faber.
Here.
Commissioners DeBoer.
Here.
Burl.
Here.
Bujak.
Present.
Chair Green.
Here.
Commissioner Pakla.
Here.
Mr. Chair, you have 20 members present, 1 absent. You have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We'll move to agenda item number 3, which is the invocation. I will call on Commissioner Hennessy.
Thank you. Yesterday was Earth Day, and this spring, particularly last week, we've faced the power of that natural force called water, especially as it emanates from our rivers. So I found these thoughts. Amid the ebb and flow of ideas, let the spirit of collaboration flow freely. Imagine our thoughts as tributaries coming together to form a mighty river of innovation. Just as each drop contributes to the river's strength, so do our unique skills and perspectives meld into a force that propels us toward shared success. Through this invocation of collaboration, let us embrace the beauty of harmonious teamwork, where the symphony of our joint efforts creates melodies that resonate far beyond these walls. And as an added thought from Matthew 5:9, we are told, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God." Amen.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Hennessy. We will move to agenda item number 5, our special order of business this morning, which is the annual comprehensive financial report. I'd like to invite Peter. Well, am I inviting Jeff first?
Real quick.
Okay. Jeff, welcome. Good morning.
Good morning, Chair. Thank you. Good morning, Commissioners. So yeah, before I bring up Peter, I did want to take a moment to introduce Kevin Campbell, if he can stand up. He's our new accounting manager. He started a month or so ago, 6 weeks. He's moving back from Colorado to be closer to family, and we were lucky to get him. So he'll be taking over in the future years. But this audit went actually very smooth, so Peter will tell you about those. In the interim, I'd like to thank my whole accounting team for doing a great job this year. So
Thank you. Kevin, welcome aboard. Peter, good morning. When did this change from a CAFR to an ACFR? I thought we used to call him the CAFR.
Technically, that's an offensive term.
Really?
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna
That's
ticked
so-
off the auditing folks.
Yeah.
There's a problem. No, I'm very, like, why though? I have to know. Why is it offensive?
It's an offensive term.
It's like an offensive term to a group of people,
Yes.
legitimately? Okay, all right. Well, I'll have to get more information offline. I didn't know that. All right, well, the ACFR. Good morning, Peter. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. A special thanks to Jeff and his team for another successful audit this year. I'm going to briefly walk you through the report. It's about 250 pages. Some light reading, but maybe before bed. We'll go over the report contents. So the introductory section is prepared by management, and then the financial statement section renders our opinion on the financial statements, management's discussion and analysis, and then we get into the basic financials and more details in the notes. Required supplementary information on your pension and OPEB plans, or VEBA. The combining statements for the non-major funds, and then statistical information. So what most people want to know about is our audit opinions. We had a clean, unmodified opinion. What that means is your financial statements are fairly presented in all material respects. It's useful for decision-making. There were no findings related to the financial statement audit. We do a federal single audit. You spent about $60.9 million in federal expenditures. We tested 5 major programs this year. We had 1 finding in a reportable condition and 1 corrected finding from the prior year. The finding in question relates to the Housing Choice Voucher, which that program that actually has transitioned to a different organization, so that won't be an issue going forward. And then there were 2 recommendations for improvements, just things to work on. 1 related to capital assets and reconciling those accounts. And then a posting error for indirect costs, kind of related to the single audit. If I were going to read the report, I would focus on the transmittal letter, and that actually comes from the county administrator and Jeff and his team. Pages 9 to 15, and then the next area I would focus in on would be management's discussion and analysis, which provides good summary of the county as a whole, good comparative information, a focus in on the general fund, and then narrative on the fluctuations from the previous year, and then highlights on the 2025 budget. We'll look at the general fund. So total fund balance of the general fund was about $116,785,000. Committed fund balance, which represents economic stabilization, was about $40.5 million, leaving the remaining balance as unassigned, which is available for general use at about $73.7 million. The general fund had an increase of about $3 million over the prior year. So the board has a policy to commit 10% of the subsequent year's general fund budget, and then some of the subsidized funds for unanticipated expenditures coming up. So that total fund balance represents 63.2% of annual general fund expenditures. So at the current level, the county could operate for about 7.6 months without taking any inflows. Unassigned also represents 39.9%, about 4.8 months of annual expenditures. And then if there's any questions, I can try and answer those now.
All right, thank you, Peter. Any questions for Peter? Yeah, Commissioner Ponstein.
Just a quick question, and you just mentioned it. You said we've got enough money to run for 7.6 months. Can you kind of maybe give me an example where something would happen that we'd run out of money and we'd have to use the fund balance for 7.6 months?
If there was a big shutdown with the federal government, perhaps. I know that's been a concern in the past, but you have other inflows, so like property taxes continue to be levied and collected. So I can't think of an actual time where it would
I know, 'cause
truly
it's
happen.
I mean, that's a substantial amount of money tied up on scenarios that if any of that would happen, would be far more tragic than us staying open. So, just an observation.
Yeah, you have the resources to continue.
Anyone else? Commissioner Womack.
With us having nearly $3 million more than last year, does all of that go into our rainy day fund, or is there a little more, just a little teeny more detail on what happens when we, what I'll consider successful like that?
So the $3 million increase would probably go into your unassigned, and then 10% of that would probably get committed as part of your process for fiscal year end close.
Others? I don't see anyone. All right, Peter, that's, we appreciate it. I don't have anything either, so thank you so much for the work, and thank you to Jeff and the Fiscal Services team for contributing to a great report, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I had a friend text me and explain to me the term that I would like to genuinely ask everyone to excuse my ignorance on that because I was not aware. So I apologize for that and ask for forgiveness. So thank you. All right, we'll move to agenda item number 6, public comment related only to agenda action items. Is there anybody from the public that wishes to speak on agenda action item this morning? I see, oh, yes, please come forward. Please give us your name and address, and you have up to 3 minutes.
Sure, I'll keep it brief. I'm Patrick Kohlhaus. I live at 1224 Sherman. I'm in Commissioner Packel's district. I'm also an employee. I work for the Public Defender's Office here. I'm also the president of the County Public Defender's Office Association. So I'm here to talk about action item 8A, adopting the proposed contract for our office. I just wanted to extend on behalf of my fellow union members and the other employees of the office my thanks. The county, we feel we appreciate that you engage with us in good faith here. I think the negotiations are very productive. Everybody was very professional. Darius, I know, is retired since we worked with him, but special thanks to him. He was terrific. And thank you for your patience with us while we all learned what we were doing as all first-time negotiators here. So I guess all I wanted to really say was that, we're here because we love the job. We love the community we serve. We love working for the county. We're looking forward to a long partnership with you. That's it.
Thank you. All right. Anyone else for public comment this morning? All right. I see none. Thank you. We'll move to agenda item number 7, which is the consent agenda. I will call on Commissioner Hennessy.
Thank you. I move the adoption of today's consent agenda.
Supported by Vice Chair Teal. Questions, comments, or discussion on the consent agenda? I see none. This is a roll call vote. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. On the motion to adopt the consent agenda, Commissioner Womack. Yes. Vice Chair Teal.
Yes.
Commissioners Steck.
Yes.
Sparks.
Yes.
Ponstein.
Yes.
Pakla.
Yes.
Oliver King. Morse.
Yes.
Morales.
Yes.
Merchant. McLeod.
Yes.
LeGrand.
Yes.
Coleman.
Yes.
Hildenbrand.
Yes.
Hennessy.
Yes.
Halsted. Minority Vice Chair Faber. Commissioners DeBoer. Burl.
Yes.
Bujak.
Yes.
Chair Green.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, you have 20 yeas, 0 nays. The motion passes. The consent agenda is adopted.
Thank you. We'll move to agenda item number 8, and for 8A, I will call on Commissioner Hildebrand.
Thank you, Chair Green. I move Resolution 38 of today's date. It's the labor agreement for Technical, Professional, and Office Workers Association of Michigan, our Assistant Public Defenders.
Thank you. Is there support? Supported by Commissioner Burl. Questions, comments, discussion on this item? I see none. I will just say that we appreciate the feedback from the public defender staff, the union, and glad to hear that it was a fruitful negotiation. So with that, Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. On the motion to adopt Resolution 38, Commissioners Womack.
Yes.
Vice Chair Teal.
Yes.
Commissioners Steck.
Yes.
Sparks.
Yes.
Ponstein.
Yes.
Pakla.
Yes.
Oliver King. Morse. Morales. Merchant.
Yes.
McLeod.
Yes.
LeGrand.
Yes.
Coleman.
Yes.
Hildenbrand. Hennessy.
Yes.
Halsted.
Yes.
Minority Vice Chair Faber.
Yes.
Commissioners DeBoer.
Yes.
Burl.
Yes.
Bujak.
Yes.
Chair Green.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, you have 20 yeas, 0 nays. The motion passes. Resolution 38 is adopted.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Move to agenda item 8B, and I will again call on Commissioner Hildebrand.
Thank you, Chair Green. I move Resolution 39 of today's date to approve the new tax sharing agreement with Wyoming and the Wyoming DDA.
Thank you. Is there support?
Support.
Supported by Commissioner Sparks. Questions, comments, or discussion on this item? Commissioner Faber.
I know this was discussed at Finance. I thought we were going to see a pro forma that sort of showed how these were going to come together. I didn't see that in the packet. What I'm mostly curious about is if we're matching to the city of Wyoming's capture or waiving of the capture, however that is phrased, what that percentage or number is.
Thank you. I should have brought this up to the board earlier maybe, but what we did is we looked at doing a pro forma going forward, and because it's hard to predict what development will happen, and also with the expansion of the district, the fiscal said that wasn't likely to render something that would be very useful. But, yes, the agreement commits a dollar for dollar what they would normally get, just taking their millage out of, for what Wyoming levies in Wyoming of their tax, that will equal what they can get from the general fund, but not from any of these other funds, millages. So we had agreements in place, longstanding agreements for the original millages, which were the senior millage, corrections, and veterans, and then the last two millages, the Ready by Five and the Zoo Museum. Though, for some reason, there was an oversight and those millages weren't added to that. Wyoming never collected them, but they did want to get this straightened out. And so that's how we set it up, so that they will get what they normally would get from collecting the county operating millage as part of their millage in the DDA. But they won't get anything additional to that. And it'll be matched. The reason the agreement says match dollar for dollar is so that somehow if they weren't collecting their own, we wouldn't then be paying when they're not. So that's why it says that, match dollar to dollar. And right now, it's about $71,000 a year, the total.
Okay, great, thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, I see none. This is a roll call vote. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. On the motion to adopt Resolution 39er, Commissioner Womack. Yes. Vice Chair Teal. Yes. Commissioners Steck. Yes. Sparks. Yes. Ponstein. No. Pakla.
Yes.
Oliver King. Morse.
Yes.
Morales.
Yes.
Merchant.
Yes.
McLeod.
Yes.
LeGrand.
Yes.
Coleman.
Yes.
Hildenbrand.
Yes.
Hennessy.
Yes.
Halsted.
Yes.
Minority Vice Chair Faber.
Yes.
Commissioners DeBoer.
Yes.
Burl.
Yes.
Bujak. Chair Green.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, you have 19 yeas, 1 nay. The motion passes. Resolution 39er is adopted.
Thank you. Sounds like you were calling from a walkie-talkie. We'll call on.
It was a cordless.
We'll move to agenda item 8C. We'll call on Commissioner Pakla.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It's my pleasure to move Resolution 40 of today's date, the West Michigan Welcome Plan, GRA 250, Cultural Event Sponsorships.
Thank you. Is there support? Support. Supported by Commissioner Morales. Thank you. Questions, comments, or discussion on this agenda item? Commissioner Ponstein.
Thank you, Chair Green. So I spoke at the Finance Committee. If you want to hear my full comments, you can rewatch that. But, you know, I'm all supportive of cultural events and groups getting together to bring people together. I think I've been clear that the government interference part of it is what I'm concerned about. This event doesn't do that, but, you know, I think the idea of supporting cultural groups with a financial contribution, because these events can be expensive. So I appreciate all the work, and I appreciate all the groups that come together to try to bring all of us together. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right. I see none. This is a voice vote. All those in favor of adoption of the resolution say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. Thank you. The motion passes and the resolution is adopted. We'll move to agenda item 8D, and I will call on Commissioner Sparks.
Thank you, Chair. I'd like to move Resolution 41 of today's date, the City of Grand Rapids contribution to support the West Michigan Welcome Plan.
Thank you. Is there support? Supported by Commissioner Pakla. Questions, comments, or discussion on this item? Commissioner Ponstein.
Thank you, Chair Green. So the same thing, I spoke to this in Finance Committee, if you want to hear the longer version, but, you know, in recent, you know, we found out through MLive that the City of Grand Rapids created the so-called Tokyo group or society, I don't know what it was, but it was basically to undermine this county commission and this county in their efforts to bring an aquarium to the West Michigan area. And it was quite pointed that they had an agenda that they were after, and it had nothing to do with us. So, yeah, I'm happy they were willing to take the contribution, but at this point, after what I've learned of what they've been trying to do to us, I no longer consider them a partner. And I don't think we should partner or take anything from them. If this is how they're going to treat another governmental institution, instead of doing it face-to-face, have to do it behind closed doors. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Commissioner McLeod.
Thank you, Chair Green. I am appreciative of the funding that the city is providing to support the FTE, the FTE of support for this plan. I think that the people that are managing the Welcome Plan are doing a really great job. It's great to see all of the events that are planned that we are going to be supporting financially. I think it is the right thing to do to support our new citizens in our county in a way that allows them to feel like they belong here, that they are part of the community. And I think that all those that are in our county should be supporting that type of activity, and I do appreciate these dollars that are going towards that effort.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right, I see none. This is again a voice vote. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. The motion passes and the resolution is adopted. We move to agenda item 8E, and I will again call on Commissioner Hildebrand.
Thank you, Chair Green. I move Resolution 42 of today's date. It's an easement agreement with Cannon Township for the purpose of developing the James and Shirley Balk Family Park.
Thank you. Is there support? Wow. I'm going to give that to Commissioner Hennessy. She was the first one I saw. I don't even know if we need to have a vote because I had support on half of the board here. All right, questions, comments, or discussion on this item? Yes, Commissioner DeBoer.
Thank you, Chair. It's my understanding that some of the funds were pledged to this park via the Parks Foundation. I think Director Swayze's here, and maybe Al, you could speak to this, or Administrator Vanderberg. Is that money that is pledged to the Parks Foundation going to end up in Cannon Township's hands as well for this park?
Good morning, Ben Swayze, Parks Director.
Great, thank you. So yes, we have about $170,000 in cash and $100,000 in pledges that are with the Kent County Parks Foundation right now. So I've talked to the executive director there. They're prepared to turn over both that cash and pledge once this process is finished. The only note is that some of that money has been spent. So we did some initial engineering at the park, and we built the original temporary lot. So whatever money is spent won't be transferred, but the rest of that will be done as soon as the easement is all signed.
Thank you. Okay, Commissioner, Minority Vice Chair Faber.
Thank you, Chair. Ben, thanks for your work on this. I know it's been years in the making and hasn't been always as straightforward, but I'm just wondering if you can elaborate a little bit on maybe some key learnings, because it feels like this might be a model or a way that we move forward with some of our parks in areas where maybe there is a township agreement or a way to collaborate. And any observations from you as you kind of reflect on, hopefully this all goes perfectly from here forward, but would love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, the first lesson is that you have to have willing participants, right? So it's been great to partner with Cannon Township. We've sat around the tables with each other multiple times, tried to figure out how to make this work. So I think huge kudos to Corporate Counsel Molday and Attorney Chloe Cunningham. There's a lot of complicated factors that come into it, things that we have to follow that the township doesn't necessarily have to follow and vice versa. So they put their heads together with a representation from Cannon Township and came up with this model that we think will work for everybody and everybody is comfortable with. So I do agree that it could be a potential model going forward, but I'm excited for it to be finished and to be successful so we can prove to other townships too that not only is there legally a way to do it, but there's a way to do it that benefits everybody in the community.
Okay, others? I see none. Thank you,
Thanks.
Director Swayze. With that, this is again a voice vote. All those in favor? Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry. Administrator Vandenberg had just a follow-up before
Yeah,
we.
I just wanted to mention that This is a great outcome. I think it's something that could be replicated. It's a kind of a shared investment maintenance model. I think that this pushed us. It was complex. I know there were some that wanted this to happen a lot faster, but when you have as many parks as we do, you want to set the right precedent, not the wrong precedent. And so I really don't regret any of the time spent on this, and I am really glad that it came together in such a positive result.
Thank you. All right, with that, this is a voice vote. All those in favor of adoption, say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. The motion passes. The resolution is adopted. Move to agenda item 8F, and I will call on Commissioner Pacala.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It's my pleasure to move Resolution 43 of today's date, the 2026 Equalization Report.
Thank you. Is there support? Supported by Commissioner Womack. Questions, comments, or discussion on this item? Yes, Commissioner Faber.
You're going to put me on finance before this is over. Just a question. So how do these numbers translate into the budget that we're kind of working through right now? Are we delayed? What's that intersection is my question.
Well, the intersection is the values that are determined end up tying into the millage rates that the board approves, which provides the tax revenue for the county and really for all the rest of the jurisdictions. That's what the reason for the report and the reason is, so.
So just the increase that we're seeing here, do those numbers go directly into the budget that we're looking at right now, or is it?
It goes into the budget that you'll adopt. The next time you adopt a millage fraction, it will go into the budget that follows that.
Okay. Thank you.
Commissioner Ponstein.
Thank you, Chair Green. So just, for everyone's clear, it's just, it's a percentage for taxes, it's for services. But I think in the Finance Committee, 7.5% increase in values, which turns out to the average taxpayer is a raise in the property taxes. And I think there's been plenty of conversation around this state on just how property taxes are just strangling people from getting home ownership, but are retirees that are trying to keep their homes.
Thank you. Go ahead, Al.
Yeah, one comment. Commissioner Ponstein is correct, but I do think we need to also say that, well, I was here when then Senate Majority Leader Engler, I wasn't here, I was working in this profession, proposed and ultimately was successful getting Proposal A adopted into law. What that did, I was city manager in South Haven at the time, and the scenario was people from Chicago were buying homes at 5 times the value. It was driving everyone's property taxes up. They could hardly stay in their homes. What Proposal A did was it limited the amount taxes could go up at 5% or inflation, whatever is less. So the current debate in Michigan is largely, I think, going to be about the pop-up tax. So when property is sold, then you go back to what the taxable value is. And that, so somebody buying a new home or a different home is going to actually pay that tax. And so certainly 5% is still very significant, but I just wanted to make sure everyone understands that the number in the equalization report, if that's 7+%, that amount doesn't go to every property taxpayer because homeowners that file for the homestead exemption are protected under Proposal A.
Thank you. Commissioner Pacala.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. And just to follow up on that, am I reading the action request summary correct that the SEV, so the state assessed value, right, or the state equalized value has gone up 7.65%, but the taxable value increase has only gone up 6.4, which is exactly what you're talking about.
Correct.
With Proposal A. And so we would expect that if that number was exactly 5% or CPI, whichever is lower, that meant there were no transfers, no pop-up taxes, right?
So the other thing I think that's important to know, in our budget and audit documents, you'll see a chart that shows since Proposal A was adopted, how much value the county is not collecting on. And I just wanted to remind everyone that that is tax reform. So we moved from only having Headley to protect taxpayers to adding Proposal A. And when you look at the amount the county doesn't collect, it's really substantial. So I know that we're in a whole nother thinking pattern decades later about what's appropriate for property taxes, but we have had two very significant reforms in Michigan history, Headley and also Proposal A.
Thank you. Anyone else? I think it's worth noting that Commissioner Ponstein's broader point that folks are paying more than they used to is accurate. So I know many of us are interested in keeping an eye on that, if not all of us. So with that, this is a roll call vote. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. On the motion to adopt Resolution 43, Commissioner Womack.
Yes.
Vice Chair Teal. Yes. Commissioners Steck. Yes. Sparks.
Yes.
Ponstein. Yes. Pakla.
Yes.
Oliver King. Morse. Yes. Morales. Yes. Merchant. Yes. McLeod.
Yes.
LeGrand. Yes. Coleman.
Yes.
Hildenbrand.
Yes.
Hennessy.
Yes.
Halsted. Yes. Minority Vice Chair Faber.
Yes.
Commissioners DeBoer. Burl. Bujak.
Yes.
Chair Green.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, you have 20 yeas, 0 nays. The motion passes. Resolution 43 is adopted.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We'll move to agenda item 8G, and I will call on Commissioner Sparks.
Thank you, Chair. I'd like to move Resolution 44 of today's date, FY 2026, Department of Licensing and Regulatory Affairs, LARA, Michigan Medical Marijuana Operation and Oversight Grant.
Support.
You've supported by Commissioner Womack. Questions, comments, or discussion on this item? Commissioner Ponstein.
Thank you, Chair Green. So I also spoke on this in the Finance Committee. I've got nothing against the grant. Obviously, it's needed. Marijuana use by adults have more than doubled. Our children's usage of marijuana has gone up. When they've tracked in polls why that is, they said, well, mom and dad smoke pot now, it can't be all bad. You can argue this point probably with me that, it is a gateway drug that more often than not leads to more dangerous drugs. So I think my point is, I said when the citizens of Michigan were sold this bill of goods, the greatness of legalizing marijuana, it was just once again another example of government trying to find more ways to get more revenues. And, the licensing fees were just out of this world. It excluded, the minority work set in this state and more favored to the more mid to upper income earners. That's all wrong, but, this is once again, an example of, for a revenue grant, doesn't even scratch the surface. The surface of all the problems that legalizing marijuana in this state has done. And I just want to point that out, that, government is government, and one thing it does best is find new ways to tax the people.
Thank you. Anyone else? Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Commissioner Bujak.
Thank you, Chair Green. I'm in support of the resolution, and I've had discussions with our director, Adam London, about this, especially the effects of secondhand smoke with children. I don't think the voters at the time of approval looked at the long-term ramifications of this law that was passed. My wife works as a substitute teacher in elementary school, and she tells me about how many children come into the school in the morning, first graders, second graders, third graders, smelling like marijuana. And, I really think parents need to have some better guidelines, training, as to, the effects of this secondhand smoke, and they shouldn't be exposing their children to it. So I'm in favor of this grant, and I hope that our director, Adam London, finds a way to get to as many people as possible to let them know about the dangers of secondhand smoke.
Thank you. Commissioner Womack.
Yes, I'll be supporting the grant, and I'm glad it'll be doing some education surrounding cannabis. my community was kind of forced into supporting the legalization of cannabis because of the disparities in the justice system. African Americans were 3.6 times more likely to be charged when caught with marijuana, and that also brought more discrimination in housing. If you had that, it just said drug. It didn't say marijuana, which is now a legal recreational drug. So just the legalization of it is helping us in housing, is helping us in jobs where people would have drugs on their record and just couldn't get jobs in housing. But I'm glad that this grant is going to help with the balance. And I do agree with Poinstein on the fact that it's going to take probably a lot more money just to get the education out there. But I would say as we look at alcohol, tobacco, and other things that adults have a choice that can also be dangerous to them, we just have a whole lot of education to put out there when it comes to cancer research and healthy living, healthy eating. So I will be supporting the grant.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right, I see none. This is a voice vote. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion passes. The resolution is adopted. Move to agenda item 8H, and I will call on Commissioner McLeod.
Thank you, Chair. I move Resolution 45 of today's date, the Knapp's Corner Drainage District Bond Series 2026.
Thank you. Is there support? Supported by Vice Chair Teal. Questions, comments, or discussion? Commissioner Faber.
Thank you, Chair. I think I saw the drain commissioner here. There he is. Perfect, thanks. Just a question. So this is a little different in that we're not assessing individual property owners. The city of Grand Rapids is primarily picking up the tab. Am I reading that correctly?
That is correct.
And they're the ones paying our bond off.
Correct. Just like the seawall or the river wall. Same
Okay.
type of setup that
Do
way.
they in turn do any assessment, or they're just, they've
Yeah,
got a plan?
Not on
and
this one.
It's up to them
That
to
was
figure
their
out how they're
choice.
gonna do it?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Questions? Yes, Commissioner Stuck.
Thank you, Chair Green. So this is one of those issues that has been around about as long as taxes and death have. So I just wanted to acknowledge our Drain Commissioner for another monumental step towards putting this behind us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Womack.
Just want to say something positive and thank you for your work.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
All right.
Appreciate it. And I will have to say, Al, that this took a long time, like your park. I wish it wouldn't have taken a long time. It would have been better if it didn't, so. But 10 years in the making, we're finally there. So thank you.
All right, anyone else? Questions, comments, discussion? With the last word, I'll say this is a great next step. All that's left now is to move a lot of dirt and do a lot of engineering and finally get this thing taken care of. So we appreciate everybody that's been at the table, including our partners at the city who have been willing to stay and work with us. So, all right, with that, this is a roll call vote. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. On the motion to adopt Resolution 45, Commissioner Womack.
Yes.
Vice Chair Teal. Yes. Commissioners Steck. Yes. Sparks. Yes. Ponstein. Yes. Pecla.
Yes.
Oliver King. Morse. Yes. Morales. Yes. Merchant. Yes. McLeod.
Yes.
LeGrand. Yes. Coleman.
Yes.
Hildenbrand.
Yes.
Hennessy. Yes. Halsted. Yes. Minority Vice Chair Faber.
Yes.
Commissioners DeBoer. Burl.
Yes.
Bujak.
Yes.
Chair Green.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, you have 20 yeas, 0 nays. The motion passes. Resolution 45 is adopted.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We will move to agenda item number 9, public comment related to general county matters. And if there's anyone who wishes to give public comment this morning, please come forward. Give us your name, address. You have up to 3 minutes. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Commissioners. I've been spending time in the last week looking at the Kent County government website,
What's your
and
name, sir?
that would be a good thing to do, wouldn't it?
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
My name is John Haynes. I live at 630 Windsor Terrace here in Grand Rapids.
Thank you, Mr.
So, again,
Haynes.
good morning, Commissioners. I've been checking out the government website, and on your website, the Kent County 2050 plan is described as a North Star, a long-term guidance system meant to define what you want this county to become. And it lays out a vision centered on 3 core commitments: that residents live healthy and safe lives, that economic prosperity and cultural richness are accessible to all, and that we foster inclusive and diverse communities. I like those focus areas. Those are not small promises. They are the standard you've set for yourselves. But right now, those commitments are being contradicted. The Kent County Sheriff is holding people for ICE even after they've paid bond and in cases where there is no judicial warrant. That is not a federal requirement, that's a local decision, and it has real consequences. Families are being separated, people are becoming afraid to call law enforcement, even in emergencies, making entire communities unsafe. Households are losing primary income earners, creating financial instability. And individuals are being sent into detention facilities with documented issues like overcrowding, poor sanitation, inadequate medical care, and reports of harassment and solitary confinement. So let's be clear. That is not healthy and safe lives. That is not prosperity accessible to all. That is not inclusive community. And when those outcomes happen under your leadership, accountability sits with you. If Kent County 2050 is truly your North Star, then it must guide decisions like this. Otherwise, it is not a vision, it is bull something. So I'm asking this board to do 2 things. First, respect due process and human dignity by acknowledging that the sheriff's cooperation with ICE, specifically holding individuals without a judicial warrant, is inconsistent with the values outlined in Kent County 2050. Second, adopt the 6 sanctuary policies that Movimiento Cosecha and members of this community have been calling for, so that county practices actually align with the vision you've already set. Because right now they don't align. And the people of this county deserve more than a vision, they deserve follow-through and the hard work that you must do. Thanks for you giving me time this morning. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Haynes. I appreciate your self-censorship on the language there. That was appreciated, so thank you. All right, yes, good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jessica Gutowski Sladen, 6862 Kitson Drive, Rockford, Michigan, 49341. I just wanted to say thank you on behalf of Cannon Township for moving Ballpark Park forward. This is going to be a great partnership, and we appreciate all your efforts that you guys have done, as well as the administration, the Parks Department, and everyone else involved. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Sladen.
We won't let you
appreciate
down.
being here. Thank you. Thank you. All right, anyone else, public comment related to general county matters? I see none. We will move to agenda item number 10, the administrator's report. Al.
Yes, just a couple items for you today. First, I wanted to shout out the county clerk. As you know, I sit on the board of the National Association of County Administrators, which is affiliated with the International City County Management Association, which is kind of the professional group for city and county managers across not just the U.S., but the world. And we did, every April, we have the county, since it's County Government Month, we have an edition of the Public Management Magazine all about counties. And there was a call for clerks to submit some article or quotes, information on safe and secure elections. And our clerk graciously put some article information in, along with clerks from, a clerk from Massachusetts, Maine, Wisconsin, Illinois, Texas, and North Dakota. And so I have a copy of it for you, Madam Clerk. And I've gotten great feedback on that. I really do appreciate you helping spread the word on how well elections are run. Second, we have a couple new faces in the audience today. We have a new intern in the county administrator's office. We have, is it Eldine? And he is currently finishing up at Grand Rapids Community College, where he's had a very outstanding career, having served the student body as a member of the Presidential Search Committee, giving a student input on college policy proposals, And he's actually giving the commencement speech next week. And we'll be going to Grand Valley this fall. He's working a lot with Jen Hedrick on kind of strategic data work and where we're headed there in the future. And I'll have our Corporation Council introduce a new member of his staff.
Thank you, Administrator Vanderberg. If I can, I'd just ask our new Assistant Corporate Counsel to stand up, Jean-Baptiste Rudet-Sakira. He joins us from New York City, so he's finally decided to come to the better part of the country for us.
Thank you. Thank you.
And just one more item. The article that aired this week that referred to the Tokyo meetings, I wanted to give some clarification from your administrators since I was listed as attending those meetings. So to my knowledge, there were 3 meetings. I did not go to the first 2. I did go to the third one, which was relabeled as an aquarium meeting and not a Tokyo meeting. To my knowledge, there is no Tokyo Secret Society. It was some tongue-in-cheek name of a meeting where they brought 2 mayors out of retirement. And let me just say, I have been approached by other communities that have also talked about, I presume, had meetings, and this is a couple years ago even, wanting to attract the aquarium to their community. And so my participation was to remind the group, certainly it's fine for any city or township to want to have a major development in their community and to get people together to try to do that. So from my perspective, I always remind the folks when I meet with them that I serve a 21-member board that consists of 21 different districts, and that obviously in the end, they will want to see that a fair analysis was done of any recommended or requested sites to the extent they end up needing to make a decision. If this all moves forward, and if due to funding, if there's a proposed and approved use of hotel motel tax-backed bonds to fund such an aquarium, if it would require public ownership, that this board would need to be fully informed and engaged that that was a fair process. And so I guess from my perspective, I didn't see all the intrigue that the article seemed to hint at, but that was just one person's opinion.
Thank you, Al. All right. I also I had a chance to meet Al Dean 2 days ago. We're really glad to have you aboard, and John Baptiste, we haven't met yet, but welcome. Look forward to meeting you and working with you. All right, move to agenda item 11, which is report from the chair. I have none. Agenda item 12, commissioner comments. Any commissioner comments this morning? Commissioner Womack. And a reminder, we have 2 minutes.
Yes, Saturday, April 25th, 2026, I will be joining our First Steps Kent as we honor our child care network hubs who are child care providers here. And we'll be giving a proclamation to them for their services here in Kent County. And that is going to be at 401 Hall Street at 9:00 a.m. for any commissioners who'd like to join us there. Also, I'd like to just congratulate the sheriff. I know there's a few items me and her sometimes debate on, and I get her a little heated, but I surely appreciate her for all her services, and she has been named the Sheriff of the Year here in Michigan for counties. So just want to thank her. And when you see all the work they do from protecting court services, during the riots, just the advice they were giving the city of Grand Rapids and the support in our city to calm those things down and start communication. They were the first law enforcement to start communications, verbal, I believe, with people who were actually there. And that verbal communication helped a lot. So even though we don't always see eye to eye on everything, I just see the 360-degree work that the Sheriff Department does and want to give them their credit and thank her for being Sheriff of the Year.
Thank you. Congratulations to the sheriff. I think we'll really upset her with a more formal commendation later on. So, Commissioner Ponstein.
Thank you, Chair Green. Just to go off script first, I had the opportunity to ride up in an elevator with the trustee from Cannon. And just a clarification, did you ride that scooter all the way from Cannon here?
I would like to try, but I'd never be able to get my work done. I work right across the river at Swift Perney.
Okay, good. So my only point, yesterday was Earth Day, tomorrow is Arbor Day, which basically directs more on planting of trees across this country. I know the city I live in has an annual Arbor Day celebration where we get kids together in the school and they plant trees around the building. So just wish them all the luck. I'll be in attendance to show some support for that. But if you want something uplifting to do, plant a tree in your yard, watch it grow for the rest of your life.
Thank you. Commissioner Morales.
Thank you, Chair. Nice to see you all again after spring break. I hope you all had a lovely time. I'm here to just kind of give like a very early heads up. KCCA is going to be hosting a luncheon in May. May is Community Action Month. I think it's actually a National Community Action Month. So we're going to be getting together to celebrate that, do a little bit of fundraising for our neighbors as well. So I'll be announcing the date once we have that set next meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Pakla.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to share with the group here on the 17th of April, I had the pleasure with Commissioner Hennessy of attending the annual Kids Speak event put on by our community's children and the Mayor's Youth Council. If you've never been, it's a fantastic opportunity to hear our youth talk about the things that matter most to them. We had 30 or so K-12 students that ranged the gamut from how do we recycle more to how do we get more playground time for elementary kids. In fact, there was a proposition from a 4-year-old or 4th grader to allow waivers for rain play on the playground, which I thought was a fantastic idea. So if you haven't attended that event, it's a great event. If you haven't talked with the youth in your community to hear what they're thinking, it's a fantastic space to think about how are we making sure to serve all members of our community, not just the voting public.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Hennessy.
Thank you. Following up on that, it really was very interesting to hear the students talk. They were from 3rd grade to seniors. The topic was Save a Seat for Me. And they were talking about policy, the policies that they want to see change and the policy, or the lack thereof for policies right now. And they did. They talked about transportation, mental health, drunk driving, gun safety, affordability, cell phones, screen time, protecting the environment. And several speakers addressed their fear of ICE, as we heard one pose the poignant question, is today the day? And so the students were just brave to talk. They were heartfelt in their remarks. They grounded their remarks in facts. They were very, very thoughtful. Every single one was very, very thoughtful. On another topic, the citywide cleanup effort. It's expanded from the west side to citywide, and it's expanding from 1 day to 2, May 1st and 2nd. And given that I live near multiple cemeteries, when I'm on the phone, I sometimes call it my dead zone. I'd like to speak up for cleaning at the City of Grand Rapids Greenwood Cemetery, which is across from me. And so we are meeting there at 10 a.m. Saturday, May 2nd, at the Leonard Street entrance. But sign-ups for the locations all over the city are available through the WGNO West Grand Neighborhood Organization, possibly through the city and other sites. It's really right out there on Facebook and social media. And so sign up, help for a few hours, and it's really a very good event. Thank you.
Thank you. Ranking Member Hennessy. Commissioner Sparks.
Thank you, Chair. I'd like to give a report from Art Prize. Well, we're doing it again this year. So all art enthusiasts, even if you don't know if you like art, maybe you just have an affinity for beautiful things, strange looking things, join us for Art Prize this year. We are starting, and we're going to be looking for funds. I'm looking at everybody. We're going to be looking for funds for Art Prize. We are really excited. Doing some new things this year, and I will be sending more reports on those things that we will be doing. So thank you very much for the consideration. If you're watching, know that September is going to be 17 days of art, international, just for you here in Grand Rapids.
Thank you. Minority Vice Chair Faber.
Thank you so much. Some of you may have seen the news yesterday that the DPW launched their new food scraps program. Commissioner Pakla actually shared remarks at the press conference yesterday. So 2 locations at the Downtown Recycling Center and also at North Kent. They're basically bins where residents can request a food scrap bucket. They get a special code, and then they can take their food scraps. As many of you know, 30% of what's heading into landfills right now would be designated as that food waste. It creates methane. The more we can get that out of waste to energy and out of the landfill, the better. And so this gives communities across Kent County the opportunity to do something in addition to maybe composting, or they might have their own service for food scraps. But a really great opportunity that's been probably 2 to 3 years in the making. So excited to see that launch. Simultaneously, the city of Grand Rapids has also launched their program. And East Grand Rapids has moved from a collection site to now curbside collection. So things are moving in this direction around organic waste, and we're just really excited to be part of it. So kudos to the Department of Public Works, and you can go to reimaginetrash.org if you'd like to sign up.
Thank you. Commissioner Steck.
Thank you, Chair Green. I did not know that it was Community Action Month, so thank you for drawing that to our attention. I Googled it quickly, though. May is also Mental Health Awareness Month, and it was Mental Health Awareness Month a couple of decades before it became also Community Action Month. So it's a big month, May, so there's room for both. So I simply call your attention that it is an important aspect of what we do here, to pay attention to what is our community health needs in this community.
Thank you. Anyone else this morning? All right. I see none. For once, I don't have any superfluous comments. You're all grateful. With that, we'll move to, I do have one, actually, but it's more a housekeeping. We do have our work session following the board meeting. Taylor, do you have a time frame? Should we stick to 1:45? Well, why don't we just say 1:45? We'll plan on that. That should work? Okay. We went pretty fast this morning, so our presenters are working their way here. So, all right, we'll plan on 15 minutes starting at 9:45. All right. We're good. That would require a suspension of the rules. It'd be a whole big thing. All right, I will call on Commissioner Hennessy for a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn, subject to the call of the chair, to Thursday, May 14th, 2026 at 8:30 a.m. for an official meeting.
Thank you. Supported by Commissioner Kallman. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say aye. The motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you.